opposed gun safety laws. Garcia even took money from big oil, then voted against cracking down on them for gouging us on gas prices. Mike Garcia, working for his donors, not for us.
I'm Christy Smith, and I approve this message.
Clippers, Rockets, Monday at 7:30 on KTLA.
Now at noon, a woman is sexually assaulted inside of her home after walking her dog, and the LAPD is now searching for the suspect. Thanks for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. The alleged incident happened in Echo Park, and the woman told police she was able to ultimately break free from her attacker.
KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang live now in Echo Park with the latest on the investigation. Kimberly?
Glenn, Lou, people in this neighborhood say this is frightening and a brazen attack. Police say this man followed a woman who was out walking her dog and pushed his way into her apartment. Take a look at these images released by LAPD. They're looking for this man seen on security cameras near Sunset Boulevard and Rosemont Avenue in Echo Park. Investigators say on October 9th, about 3 weeks ago, he followed a woman who was walking her dog from Echo Park Lake to her apartment building less than a mile away. It was around 8 p.m. when he's seen on camera entering the gated complex and going up the elevator. Police say she was at her front door when he approached her. She helped her dog inside and tried to close the door behind her, but that's when he allegedly forced his way in. Detectives say he pushed her to the ground and sexually assaulted her. Police say she screamed for help and he slapped her multiple times across the face and covered her mouth. He continued to grope her, but she fought back and was able to get him off of her. She crawled to the door screaming. Neighbors heard the screams. Some went out to see what was going on, but say the suspect was gone.
Everyone learned that a woman had just been attacked by a man that followed her through the gates of the apartment, followed her all the way home from wherever she was coming from, and allegedly tried to rape her in the apartment. But because she was screaming so loud, I think that managed to deter him and stop him.
Oh my gosh, like, that's scary, because so many people walk their dogs. So many women are walking their dogs. I'm sure you'll probably see them walking past.
When I enter my apartment, I always make sure I look around because I'm really scared. Even though I don't hear that news, it's really scary to happen to anybody, you know.
And those were people visiting Echo Park Lake who say that this is frightening. Now, police describe the suspect as Hispanic, roughly 5'8", approximately 180 to 200 pounds. Police say he was wearing a sweatshirt, jeans, and sneakers, and also had a gray baseball cap that he took off and put back on when he was seen on camera. Anyone with information is asked to contact LAPD's Rampart Division. Reporting live in Echo Park, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Kimberly. Now to the latest developments in the leaked audio scandal rocking LA City Hall. Protesters have packed council chambers once again, calling for those two council members to resign.
The council is considering formal censure of embattled council members Gil Cedillo and Kevin De Leon. KTLA 5's Jennifer McGraw is covering this story. She's at the meeting and she's joining us live. Hi, Jennifer.
Lou and Glenn, at this point, council has gone to recess. They say that Paul Krikorian, the council president, says he's been extremely tolerant of protesters now on day 2, being here in council and being disruptive. He says he's allowed that because he wants the people to be able to speak, but he can no longer tolerate this disruption continuing on in City Hall meetings, that they have to get to the agenda. Police are out here. They have called for an unlawful assembly and have told people they have less than 20 minutes to gather their belongings and to get out. Hopefully they do before anybody starts being arrested. It appears to be business as usual earlier in the council meeting. It was hard and tough at times for the council members to get through the agenda, but we're able to have speakers and here listening to what they had to say.
There are general public cards.
The people who are here now are actively interfering with our ability to take the public's comment in this meeting.
The censure committee has voted 5-0 on a pair of motions to censure Councilman Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo for their roles in the City Hall racism scandal. The motions now go before the full council. Leaked audio recordings of the closed-door meeting 1 year ago triggered this whole thing. The resignation of former LA City Council President Neri Martinez and Labor leader Ron Herrera. But Kevin De Leon and fellow council member Gil Cedillo remain defiant and refuse to step down. De Leon even requested to be temporarily excused from City Council meeting, but Council President Paul Krikorian denied his request. Members of the community at the censure meeting and here today also weighing in.
I stand with these people that do see how serious that racism is, even in homelessness, even in decision making about land. These are policies. Racism kills black people, and so therefore we need everything reviewed.
And Kevin De Leon speaking out for the first time, sitting down in the hot seat with KBLA talk show host Tavis Smiley. In the continued fallout of the sweeping the city council scandal involving racism and what many call backdoor dealing, De Leon still refusing to step down.
It was a comment that you teed up about a black child. And that black child was demonized in that conversation. I ask again, sir, is flippant the appropriate word for something that egregious?
Yeah, I shouldn't have used the word, period.
At this time, a criminal investigation has also been launched by the LAPD into the secret recording leaked between council member and the prominent labor leader. California's eavesdropping law prohibits anyone from intentionally recording without people's knowledge. And that's exactly what happened in that tape. Now back out here live again about 10 minutes ago, they declared this an unlawful assembly. Police did. They are standing by. They told protesters to gather their belongings and leave and to go and protest outside of City Hall. Hopefully they do so, because it could ultimately lead to an arrest. We'll keep you very latest on the latest happening here at City Hall to see if, in fact, council goes back to the original agenda. That's very latest live in downtown LA. Jennifer McGraw, KTLA 5 News.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. The LAPD is investigating if nearly a dozen early morning fires in North Hollywood were the work of an arsonist. The fires broke out within blocks of each other, the largest being a structure fire in the 6200 block of Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Officials say it was an abandoned restaurant. They also responded to a car fire and a rubbish fire in an alleyway. 2 people have been detained as persons of interest. No injuries were reported, and all those fires are out of control or under control.
New details today on the violent crash that left 2 teenagers dead in Porter Ranch. The LAPD arrested and booked 20-year-old Alexander Ceballos for murder in connection with that crash. Investigators say Ceballos was speeding when he suddenly veered into oncoming traffic on North Reseda Boulevard last Saturday. Ceballos' car hit 2 other vehicles. He remains in a local hospital. A 16-year-old boy was killed in that crash. A 14-year-old girl, also in Ceballos' car, was rushed to a hospital and later died. Ceballos' bail has been set at a little more than $4 million. The case has also been presented to the LA County District Attorney's Office for formal charges. It is a race that could determine control of the U.S. Senate.
Last night, Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman and TV Dr. Mehmet Oz, a Republican, faced off in their only debate. KTLA 5's Trevor Shirley reports now from Washington, D.C.
Well, this was a very closely watched debate, not only because of the potential for this race to determine control of the Senate, but also because of concerns over John Fetterman's health and the lasting impact of that stroke he suffered several months ago.
I'm running to serve Pennsylvania. He's running to use Pennsylvania.
You haven't shown up on the campaign trail. You haven't answered questions from voters, not once on the campaign trail.
As the debate between Democrat John Fetterman and Republican Mehmet Oz began, Fetterman addressed what he called the elephant in the room, his stroke earlier this year.
I might miss some words during this debate, mush 2 words together, but it knocked me down, but I'm going to keep coming back up.
The economy was a central focus of the debate as the country continues to face high inflation.
It's a tax on working families, and Dr. Oz can't possibly understand what that is like.
But Oz hit back, criticizing his opponent over past tax policies.
John Fetterman's, however, response continually is to raise taxes. He raised taxes as mayor, He tried to raise taxes as a lieutenant governor, 46%. That's a big tax rate.
Abortion was also a big topic, with Oz noting his belief that lawmakers do have a role in that decision.
I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive, to put the best ideas forward so states can decide for themselves.
If you believe that the choice for abortion belongs between you and your doctor, that's what I fight for.
Now, recent polling shows that Fetterman is leading Oz, but only by a percentage point or two, effectively making the race a toss-up. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley, KTLA 5 News.
The Hollywood sign is shining bright today with a fresh coat of paint. The new paint job is part of the iconic sign's renovation. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti was on hand to check out the painter's handiwork. A crew of local painters climbed the 45-foot letters to pressure wash and apply 400 gallons of paint and primer to make over the sign. The work took a little more than a month to complete. The refresh was done ahead of the Hollywood sign celebrating 100 years next year. You know, when I used to cover the Raiders when they played at the Coliseum, when I first moved out here, I'd sit in the press box, you had a great view of downtown, and you could see that Hollywood sign. I'd just be like, I can't believe I'm here.
I know. I still see it in Hollywood driving to work, but also those letters are much larger than most people think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you go hike behind it, I'm sure you've done that, Kai.
Yeah,
they're big.
Yeah, and I actually feel guilty today because I had to paint a door yesterday.
Oh.
I was exhausted. But look at that. Like 400 gallons of paint.
Yeah.
I only used about a quarter. I couldn't do that. Well, kudos to those folks who improved that beautiful and iconic sign that we all know and love so well. Well, we're in downtown Los Angeles. A little bit of high cloud cover through the basin throughout some of the inland areas as well, but it's turning out to be just a beautiful day, a lovely Wednesday here in Southern California. And of course, your 5 Live Max Doppler looking at no moisture here in Southern California. There is a slight chance by about a week from today that we could pick up maybe some rainfall here in Southern California. So we're going to continue to keep our fingers crossed on that. And of course, I'll make my way through many of the models as we head through the next few days here in Southern California. Temperatures into the 60s and 70s right now. And we've got a terrific extended forecast, which I will have for you when your KTLA News comes right back in just a couple of minutes.
KTLA Time and Temp, brought to you by the Dominguez Firm. Injured? You win or you don't pay. Call 800-ALL-7s today.
If you suffer a serious injury accident, the consequences can be devastating. It is vital you receive immediate medical attention. That's why it is important that you call us as soon as possible. We'll be by your side every step of the way.
The Dominguez Firm took our case to court and we won $15 million.
Our results in serious injury cases are unmatched. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee.
The Dominguez Firm, injury lawyers, 800-ALL-7s.
And once again, directly benefiting from a multi-million-dollar Ken Calvert earmark will be none other than Ken Calvert himself.
Fox News exposed Ken Calvert for using our tax dollars to benefit his own real estate investments. He's increased his net worth up to $20 million and was ranked one of the most corrupt members of Congress. I'm Will Rollins, and I approve this message because I'll ban stock trading in Congress, ban corporate donations, and take on anyone who rips us off.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a zero or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with the Healthy Food Card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-877-482-8234. Now, that's 1-877-482-8234. WellCare, Medicare done well.
Quality service quickly is what you get from Precision. When I see my name Josh pop up on reviews, I get excited. I enjoy seeing them and seeing what the customer said about my service. I consider ourselves like garage door heroes, you know, so.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
As we celebrate 75 years of serving our community, we're sharing the hometown stories of our KTLA team.
This is my LA story. This is my Montebello story. This is my Agora Hills story.
Hear all about their childhood
I grew up in Hollywood, California. My heart is always here.
and how they became who they are today.
I just feel so blessed and so fortunate to have this life, to be living the dream.
Thursdays at 5 p.m. on the KTLA 5 News.
October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this next story of survival and loss could help save lives.
Two sisters were diagnosed with breast cancer at the same time in their early 30s. KTLA 5's Karina Winter takes us inside their journey and the fight to help others battling this disease.
A sisterly bond that could never be broken. Healthy and happy, they danced their way through life, never leaving each other's side. Until one diagnosis 4 years ago changed their picture-perfect life and became a death sentence for this beautiful bride-to-be, 33-year-old Samira Sand, who learned she had stage 1 breast cancer weeks before her wedding.
At the end, it just happened so quickly. And it was just really hard.
Melody Bahu said it was her sister's diagnosis that then prompted her to get screened for breast cancer, a move that ultimately saved her life, since the then 31-year-old said, aside from their grandmother who smoked and died from breast cancer at the young age of 41, this disease wasn't even on their radar. She would have never had a mammogram this early. Turns out, just 2 months after learning Samira was battling the disease, Melody also received the shocking news. She had stage 3 breast cancer.
My sister and I both had it on her right side in almost the exact same place.
What followed was immediate chemotherapy and other aggressive treatment in hopes both would be cured. But after the first year of remission, Samira's cancer returned stronger than ever. It moved to stage 4 and quickly spread to her liver and bones. Melody fortunately continued to recover, but says the real fight was just beginning to save her sibling, who was slowly slipping away over the years.
It just got to the point where she was losing the battle that she was fighting.
Samira never recovered and died 2 months ago. Her baby sister was now left alone, trying to navigate life in unimaginable ways. That's when she decided to embark on a courageous journey that would always keep them together, as an advocate for other women diagnosed with breast cancer through a unique peer navigation program called BreastLink Angels. It connects breast cancer survivor volunteers with those who are newly diagnosed.
Even when she was alive, I wanted to be that person for other women and help empower them to be advocates for themselves. And that's what she did that along her journey.
As much as we call October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think everybody's aware that breast cancer exists. But now it's really about educating women about what are their risk factors. When do you start a mammogram? You know, what kind of surveillance do you need as an individual?
The American Cancer Society recommends that women in their early 40s start regular mammograms. Jill Canales, a survivor herself who was diagnosed at 42, said early screening is key, especially in young women. Melody feels Samira may have had a fighting chance if specialists had detected her cancer sooner. To the sister who still walks in her shadow, Melody says her existence